And this is Psychic Self-Defense Part 2. Last week we had Part 1, and we talked about a lot of very interesting subject matter. I shared a lot with you, and you also asked your questions, which I always highly recommend, because when you do ask questions, especially since sometimes a lot of you feel like drained, especially now, you feel drained, or you feel like you're under attack, or you feel like you have a lot of negative energy surrounding you, you feel tired, overwhelmed. By the way, the moon is in Cancer. I forgot to tell you that last week, which automatically Cancer is one of the most sensitive signs of the whole zodiac. So we are feeling it. We are feeling it, especially if you are a Cancerian. And hello from Florida. Linda, hi. Camille, Teresa, Nancy, Brittany, Deidre, Sheila, Lorraine, Rosemary, Ann, Marianne, Paul, Grace, all of you. Just wanted to give you all a shout out, and so happy that you're part of tonight's class. So I just, in the beginning, if you please can share it. We have a lot of people still needing to be a part of this tonight, because I'm going to give a little bit of an overview. So if you could share it and tag it to people that you think might benefit from it, that would be great. And also I want to just tell all of you, so everybody's just coming in now, I just want to let all of you know that it's on YouTube. I think this is the 31st class that I'm doing. Can't even believe it. Time is flying, isn't it? So if you go on to, and hi, Kate, how are you? Vanessa, Sherry, Kathy, welcome, welcome. If you go on to Josephine Ghiringhelli, Psychic Medium on YouTube, you will see on my channel, subscribe to it. Make your comments underneath there. Feel free, because there's some of them that have had, 100, 200 views, and, you wonderful likes, but make some comments if you feel like you're benefiting from it and you're getting something from it. That would be wonderful. So let me go through the overview, because then, Jedi, I'm going to connect to your question. And if you have any questions, make sure that you please do ask. But we talked about psychic self-defense, and what does that mean? What that means is that if we're feeling drained, or we are feeling oftentimes, we are around people. If you see someone in the back, that's Michael getting the phone lines set. If you say, come on, Michael, come in, you're here, come on in and say hello to everybody.
Hey,
My co-pilot.
everybody. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Lori. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Sherry. Hey, guys. Sorry I had to jump in here and talk off the phone, but just hey, everybody. How you doing?
This is hanging here.
Oh,
We don't
excuse
want
me.
that.
So sorry.
But he's being protective. He's protecting himself.
Gotta stay safe.
So, thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. And
No
you
problem.
just have to let me know with the pictures. I want to start putting some of those pictures up. I'm not quite sure how to. I put some very interesting pictures that I gathered earlier today.
So you just go
And
here
I
and hit the
want to be
apples.
able to share that. So it's that, and then this one, right?
You got it.
Okay, so let me put the first one up now that you hear the aura chakra.
You hit the eyeball. Yep.
Okay.
There we go. And then when you're done, you just hit the eyeball again.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So I put this up last week, and I wanted to make sure that I put this up again now, because when you're doing psychic self-protection, you want to put a bubble around you. This, I think, is fantastic, because this has all the energy of the chakras and the layers of the chakra, and how they, connect with the different parts of the body. So, a lot of times I will say to my students and my clients, if you can visualize that you're walking into a white fluffy cloud and feeling very protected that way. This is an eggshell. I sometimes use that in the meditation and creative visualization classes as well. So if you walk forward into your own third eye vision, you will see, sense, and feel the white light all around you. You take a deep breath in through the top of the head, into the solar plexus, out through the mouth, and therefore you're shifting your energy level. and you're allowing yourself to be surrounded by that positive energy. So psychic self-protection is for when you want to do this every single day, by the way. So, this is something that I do certainly in the morning, but, I do see people now. People are starting to come in for readings, and I clear the room anyway, because oftentimes when you're doing meditation, and even when I'm doing the Zoom readings, I'm still calling forth on energies and spirits for my clients. So you're calling forth that vibrational energy. So you always want to make sure of that. You want to surround yourself. Let me put, there is I put up the obsidian because this is one of the protective um, crystals, and we have all the different stones. So obsidian is really important as far as the psychic self-protection. Many different forms of it. You could get the polished. You know how I feel. The unpolished is has the most energy springing forth from it. You could go to, this is one of my favorites actually. It's just so pretty as well. The cat's eye. It's self-explanatory why it's called the cat's eye. Many different types. This one just happens to be my favorite color. And of course the cat's eye is because you see that line going straight down like you would do, that you would see on the kittens and the cats. So that's why that's called that, and not the formal name. So if you ever wanted to purchase that or look for it, you just put cat's eye, and that will come up. That's for sure. And this is another self-protection stone. Really important. Then we have, I'm going to put obsidian. We have cat's eye, and we have which I have this in my office. It's just incredible. The smoky quartz, many different types of shapes and forms and all of that of the smoky quartz. And so with the auric field, you want to surround yourself with the white light. You want to surround yourself with the different stones that are the protective stones that surround you. And also, I think it's really important to have the candle. So whenever I'm doing a prayer, I will have the candle as well. And if you look at it, it could be any size candle. It doesn't matter if it is scented. Some people don't like the scented candles. So if that's a fragrance that bothers you, just make sure you have something, whether it has a nonsense to it, or you have something lavender, something that is calming. That's awesome too. But when you have your stones and you have your crystals, you have your altar set up, you are now fully protected. Visualize your troubles being cleansed by the candle. That's just one way, because if you can focus yourself and have a mantra, I think I definitely talked about that quite a bit in the meditation class. Because when you go into a meditation, when you go and surround yourself with the white light, you absolutely want to go in with a purpose. And when you go in with a purpose, you're going in with intention. So it's the motion, the intention behind your prayer, behind what you are asking for, which is really going to manifest a positive environment, body, mind, and spirit. That's for sure. But any kind of candle, it doesn't matter what size, it doesn't matter what color. I talked about the archangels last week. This is a book. Now, I have not read these books that I'm going to, these are a few books. There's many, many, many of them that are out. Psychic Protection with Archangel Michael. I pray and I call forth on my archangels, on all of our archangels. So if that's something you feel connected with, some people say Confucius or Buddha, or, everybody has who they pray to and who they feel comfortable with. So you really need to connect with who it is that you're calling in. That's really important. And so Saint Michael the Archangel, this is one of the books. I want to put up another book that I was looking at, and this author happens to be one of my favorites, crystals for psychic self-protection. I did the crystals and the gems. I think this was the 1 or 2 classes before this one. and showed you a lot of the crystals, the gems, and the different ones that you can use. But if you look at this book, as I said, she has, I'm going to show you there's a first book and a second book. She really is quite amazing and very informative and grounded, and I think that's really important. And this is the other book, Psychic Self-Protection Using Crystals to Change Your Life, Judy Hall. And you can see on the top of that cover is the clear quartz. And clear quartz, as I shared with you, just one of the ones that I use, the clear quartz, which you could feel the vibrational energy. It's just really amazing. And you can, if you don't have any other crystals, the obsidian, the cat's eye, the amethyst, I'm going to show you something else that I think is really important, because then you could use the clear quartz solely. That's fine. That's fine. And I don't want to forget this, but remember, you can use with the holy water. This is blessed, so I've been giving these out to my clients, actually, the holy water that is blessed. You could certainly bless it yourself. You don't have to have it blessed by anyone else. You want to have the confidence and the faith that you blessing your own water will make it holy. But this has been certainly blessed, and these are just, they're just wonderful, and my clients are really enjoying them, and they put them on their altar. And so this is, and isn't this a beautiful cover? This is these colors are some of my favorites, obviously. This is one of my favorites, the coral and the the orange, the different orange tones. But this has the yellow, which yellow, of course, we did the aura color in the aura. You might want to take a look at that. You can find that once again, as I said, on the YouTube. But yellow is for happiness. It's for the sun. It's for charging. It's for that joy and happiness. That's what that color represents. And then I want to show you the necklace, which I think is just wonderful, because a lot of times people, you may want to actually wear, I mean, I'm sure that you noticed I have the angel. I wear this all the time. This is an angel that I've worn for many, many years. But this is the amethyst, and it's the clear quartz, but it's on a chain. And you can wear that over your, so people could see it, or you could wear it close to your heart, whichever you feel most comfortable with. But there's many, 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 many different stones that you can get. This just happens to be two of the ones that I always feel that you should have, the clear quartz and certainly the amethyst. This is the one that I shared with you. Well, that's the clear. I don't have my amethyst right now, but and the geode, I wish I could bring that in, but the geodes are they're big and they're heavy, and they are costly. You don't have to get big geodes, actually. This one is the little tiny one that I have, and you can see how it's been crystallized, and that takes hundreds of years. The geodes takes thousands and thousands of years. And so now I'd like to show you, and then I'm going to, just wanted to make sure I didn't forget any of this, because I will go to your questions for sure. But then you also want to approach your altar with a lot of reverence. And so if you're looking at there's many different prayers. Archangel Michael is one of my favorites. Of course, you could use Gabriel or any of the other ones. But I'm going to read this with you. And this is, and Michael? Yes? I'm going to read this, but my picture went off of this. I'm not sure why. Okay, thank you. Hit that by mistake. So I'm going to read this with you. And by the way, if you have your camera out, these pictures I do research to make sure I get the books that, I don't have mine on my shelf, because I always lend out my books to my students and my clients. but she is one of my favorites. So this Archangel Michael protection prayer, I always make my own prayers. I've shared them with you, prayer and intention of prayer with you in the past, but I will read this. So Archangel Michael, with the love and light, and please surround me with pure white light of love and protection. Allow only positivity around me and within my life. Please also be around me when at times I need giving, support, and protection. Help me, guide me on the right track as I walk on this spiritual journey for my highest and greatest good. Amen. And that's beautiful. And, you know, with my prayer, I have shared with you that the Trinity, I always, call in Mother, Father, God. And and you want to remember that you always want to go in with such reverence when you're saying your prayers and you are asking for your guardian angels, your spirit guides to come on in. You absolutely want to allow yourself. Those were pretty much all of my pictures. I think there's more that I have for next week, by the way, is guardian angels. It's going to be an unbelievable, I just want to let you know that's going to be an unbelievable session. I'm going to do a little bit more explanation because that's going to be a very intense class next week, by the way. I did share with you that the guardian angels I'm just going to tap into this for a second, are really our loved ones that are with us on the other side, that always surround us and are always with us. Okay, so let me go to your questions. Keep asking your questions. Please share because they'll probably, being that this is part 2, if you have any questions, you want to make sure that you ask those of me because I'll probably be on for about another 10 or 15 minutes. So I want to look at those and I want to address those. Hi, Lisa, Gina, Leslie. Hi, everybody. Hi. Please share this, by the way, and tag people if you don't mind, especially the question and answer. The interactive part is just so crucial because if you have a question, you could bet your bottom dollar somebody else wants to know the answer to that question. So please take advantage of that and ask. Okay, so, all right, this is an excellent question, and hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Jetta. She is asking, how do you protect yourself from a family member who is in a dark place? Please remember, I say this to a lot of people because it is true that many, many people will say to me, I'm having so many problems with my family. There's so much toxic energy. We don't pick our family. We usually have karma with our family. If you're lucky enough, you have a beautiful and loving family, which I just am blessed that I have been born into a very beautiful, loving family. But whether it be your family, whether it be the workplace, whether it be a friend, the way in which you would protect yourself, especially a family member, I'm assuming this is someone that you are saying that you have to be around, that you don't have a choice. You want to definitely distance yourself if at all possible. You want to be there if this is someone you're close to and you love, but they're just draining you. You want to surround yourself. Remember, I showed you how you put yourself in the white light and how you go into that white fluffy cloud and how you would even walk into maybe an eggshell, because believe it or not, an eggshell is really pretty sturdy. It's pretty strong. And then you say your prayer and you close your eyes and then you ask for your protection with whoever it is that you are connecting with. But you have to make your own prayer. I mean, you could certainly use the prayer from Archangel Michael, which is very powerful. So hopefully I answered that. If you want me to elaborate a little bit more, I certainly will. I'm so glad, Lisa, God is doing miracles in your life. Remember, the moon is in Cancer, so it is a very emotional time. Hi, Stevie. It is a very emotional time. People are saying, I just don't feel like I'm in control these days. Why do I feel like I'm drowning? Why do I feel like there's invasion of other energies that are coming in? And that's why this particular class is so important. Very important. I don't have the smudge stick in front of me, but I shared that with you last time. There's different types of smudge sticks, but you can also, get this as well. You can get the loose sage, and then you could just put it in your, I don't have the conch shell in front of me, but you could put it in your conch shell and then like that, put very little because it is very strong and it is very potent. Just remember that. Hi, Mary. How are you? Hi, Rosemary. Thank you. Hi, Ronnie, Vicky. So nice to see you back. Yes, Mary, you have the obsidian and you want to get the rough cut. I highly suggest that if you can. I mean, if you can, that's a very strong for psychic self-protection. Yes, you need to upgrade. Lori's saying she needs to upgrade her crystals. Just remember, someone was asking me that how do you actually, how do you charge your crystals? And if you can be lucky enough to go to the ocean, if you could travel there and then just wash it in the ocean water, there is nothing more powerful than that. Nothing, because it's really sea salt that you cleanse them with. So you could certainly get that at the department stores. You can get sea salt, and it will say that. And so then you wash your stones, your crystals with sea salt, and then you certainly, and now is the time to do it, you put it in the sun, you charge them, and then you want to keep your crystals on all of your window shelves. That's where I have mine all around the office, certainly, and throughout the house. So whatever vibrational energy you want to bring in, you certainly want to have that surround you, and that's how you cleanse it. So if you could go to the ocean and do that, that would be wonderful. And if not, you get the sea salt. And someone else was asking me, hygiene, that how often. You could do it as often as you feel, but if you could do it every, because you might not have the time to do it, and a lot of times people have an awful lot, and if you want to do them in increments to cleanse them, to charge them, that's okay too. But if you do it once a month, that's fine. If you want to do it in the summer once a week, great. Okay, so, and you're very welcome, all of you, you're very welcome. Patchogue, Florida, Pennsylvania, Brooklyn, Queens, a lot of you are already saying where you're from, and that's wonderful. I love that. You always give a shout out, give your hearts. Definitely my heart to your heart. You want to give those emojis. I don't see Janice on here. She was always giving these, the funniest, most amazing, makes me laugh emojis. But send out your hearts from my heart to your heart. And when you send the hearts, you are sending them out to everyone that is watching. The psychic self-protection, for those of you who are feeling a little bit under the weather, please know that the moon in Cancer, it can be very draining. So you'll find yourself being extra emotionally drained. So even more so, the reason why you should be doing this. And yes, Michael, Erica is saying hi. He's always standing by in case there's something that goes wrong. Hi, Erica. Okay, so Erica says, I was swimming in the pool and looked up today and saw a cloud in the shape of an angel. Then it turned into a dog's face that looked just like my dog. What does that mean, do you think? Well, first of all, you have to let me know if your dog is alive or passed, because oftentimes if we have an animal that is passed, which are our family members, right? They surely are. If your dog is passed, then that's your dog's way of saying hello, mommy. And if your dog is here, it's just a way that you may have to give a little bit more TLC to your dog here, and because they give us so much unconditional love, don't they? That's what they do. So we want to give that love back to them because they look forward to that. That's for sure. It's a give and take, just like anything else. When people with energy, you always want to ask God for God's love. You want to ask God for his, her, because God is male, female, certainly. to ask for God's love, God's protection, God's guidance, God's help and healing, all of those things. But you also want to give back. And that's why oftentimes, if you can, you want to light the candle, or, you know, these candles that are behind me, those are not real candles, of course, for safety reasons. If I had that many, it might make the smoke alarm go off. But you don't have to have a real candle. Somebody else asked me that, actually. Someone asked me that through private message. You don't have to have a real candle at all. And yes, hi Pete, how are you? Thank you for the shout out. Okay, so remember, next week is the Guardian Angels. It's going to be very intense. So I hope all of you, and I hope that right after I'm done with this, I'm going to be posting that. So make sure that you share that and reach out to other people. That's going to be very powerful. And we will talk about how you know who your guardian angels are next week. We will certainly talk about that and get very much into that. Okay, so Joy, keep asking your questions so I can finish, so I can get to all of those before I finish. That's important. How does a child that needs help, I guess this is what you're saying, how do we help a child that needs help from someone? You're going to have to make that a little clearer, Joy. I'm not quite sure what you mean. How do help a child that needs help from someone? It just asked that in a different way because I'm not sure what you mean. Hi, Marianne. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, your moon is in Cancer, so I guess you got it double. Yes, Lori, you are getting it double because we're all getting hit by the moon in Cancer, all of us, and we're all feeling that, and we're all very emotional, and that's really why. And we're more open than usual. And Deanna, you're quite welcome. And yes, I did answer that because I was trying to go back to answer all the questions. That's how I charge my crystals. And hi, Sheila, how are you? Oh, welcome, Jean. See, by someone sharing, and you can continue to share, by the way, and go to, when this is done, my son's going to upload this to YouTube. You can go there, subscribe, please, and then you can make a comment underneath all, because there's 31 classes that I've done. Very informative. But welcome, 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 Jean. I'm so happy that you're able to be a part of this. This is for those of you who are watching, I will be doing this. This is every Wednesday at 7:30. So just mark it on your calendar. A lot of people tell me they put the timer on in order to remind themselves after dinner. Sometimes they have an early dinner and they make sure that they watch this. How long do you charge in the sun? Excellent question, and I'm glad you asked that, Anna. You do not have to, if you can put it in the sun, the minimum is an hour. But if you want to leave it in the sun for hours, your crystals get the charge in an hour, just to let you know. But it's okay if you feel like you want to keep it there longer. It's okay. But if you have it there for an hour, that's fine. If you could keep it there longer, that's fine too. Hi, Elaine. You're in Virginia. Welcome, Virginia. Welcome, welcome. Yes, if you want to keep your religious statues, if you want to keep your Mother Mary, Saint Joseph, Saint Francis, whoever it is, I happen to just keep all my angels everywhere. I have my pictures. I don't know, Josephine, if you've been to my office, I'm not sure, but when I do my group readings, I have the group reading room in the front, and I have all of my, Jesus, the 10 Commandments, the disciples, all of that are really quite powerful. So I do keep them in my office because, when you work, right, sometimes you're in your office more than you are in your home. So I like to be surrounded by all my beautiful angels and spiritual statues. Yes, keep giving those hearts, by the way. Keep giving the hearts, because when you give the hearts, you're giving it to everyone that is looking, sending all of you out the healing energy. So feel that, breathe that in. much healing and light and love to all of you that are watching. I want to put this up on here one more time. If you, Saint Michael the Archangel, oh, that is the book, Psychic Protection with Archangel Michael. That's fine. But what I wanted to show was the prayer. So let me just go to where the prayer is. Okay, so Archangel Michael, once again, one of my favorites. You don't have to ask me why. My son is Michael. One of my favorites. So Archangel Michael protection prayer. So you might want to take a picture of that and see that there's many prayers that you can get. You know, for me, myself, Mother, Father, God, I humbly ask you to surround me with your love and light, and to keep all positive energy in my auric field, and to keep away any negativity, and to surround me with your love and love of all my guardian angels, my spirit guides, and all of my loved ones from above. So let it be. Amen. That's one of my prayers. But, you know, you want to go with how you feel at that moment. So this is just, I think, just a lovely way to do that. As I showed you before, the cat's eye, which I think is it's really quite beautiful. It's a very beautiful stone, many different colors. That's the obsidian, and here is the smoky quartz, which is right here. I have smoky quartz for those of you, and many of you have been to my office. You're my students or my clients, but you know I have it in, they're lit up and they're just magnificent. So when you walk into my reading room, all the smoky quartz are right there, and you just feel, everyone that walks in there, of course my longtime clients and students know that, but the first time clients that come in, they're like, there's something about this room, there's something about the energy in this room. I just feel so peaceful, so tranquil, so protected, and that has a large, reason of why. And let me just take the smoky quartz off the screen for a moment. Okay, and then I want to show you, I talked about the wands last time, remember? So we have the wands. I have these are my personal ones. These are two. I have a few, and this has all the chakras. This is the amethyst on the end, and all the representative stones of the chakras. It's really quite beautiful. I don't know if you could see that up close. Just wanted to make sure that you saw that up close. And it just opens up all of the energy centers. Yeah. Okay, and then there is this one, totally different. I love the ocean. So there's the seashells that are on here in the blue for the psychic energy and opening up the third eye. So you can make your own wand. You can get the rose, you can get the clear quartz, and you can do whatever you want on it. And this is the unconditional love, the rose quartz. So if you ever want, to surround, let's say, someone who you feel is being grouchy, or someone who you feel is stealing your energy away, or has toxic energy, this is rose quartz. So that's awesome to use as well. You're very welcome, Erica. It was my pleasure to answer your question. Let me just go through these. Keep sending those hearts, because everyone needs that love. Okay, Nancy, after these classes, I'm interested in beginning to collect crystals. Would quartz and amethyst and one of the protective crystals be a good start? A fabulous start. The best start. The best start. That's wonderful. Remember, you don't have to get the really big ones. You can get the little ones. Just once again, I can't say it enough, the rough cut. You'll just feel it's a different sort of energy. If you can get the polished ones and that's all you can get, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You can carry them on you as well. Rough cuts are rough. They're exactly that. So you don't want to really press very hard on it, because it could actually nip you a little bit. What crystal is best for health? Also strength. I have a red female cardinal coming to my window. What would that mean? We can talk. Make sure you're here next week. I'm going to talk about guardian angels. It's going to be a very powerful class, most definitely. I may even tap in next week to tell you who your guardian angels are. So that'll be very special. Anything with jade, of course. Jade is for healing. Anything, any kind of green stone is good for healing. If you use the clear quartz, of course, that covers really everything. Hi, Joyce. And God, I'm so glad God has helped you through your recent surgery. You felt peace getting on the table, and thank God for that, right? We always want to surround ourselves with God, He, She, because God is all encompassing, right? Is the male, female. I'm glad, Deirdre, that you can't wait for next week. And hi, Susan. It will be quite powerful. Oh, hi, Vicky. How are you? How do you send protection to someone? So, you want to visualize all the things that you do for your own psychic self-protection. And let me put this up, Vicky, now that I'm answering your question. I want to put okay, so if you look at this, Vicky, this is specifically for you. You want to visualize that person. So if any of you watching this, if you want to send someone protection, psychic self-protection, healing, any of that, you want to visualize that person just the way you see on this picture. Put them in the middle of that shell, the bubble. You don't have to put all these colors there. You don't have to do that. I just wanted you to see all the colors of the aura. They're there anyway. But you just, as long as you have the white light surrounding them, and put them inside of that and say your prayer for them, towards them. And you want to visualize them in this bubble. And then you go right ahead and send them what it is that you want to send them. That's a lovely, lovely gesture. And it does absolutely does work. So let me just go back. Okay, so, and Anne-Marie, this is your first time. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you all for being a part of this. Continue to share even when I'm off. Just share this for some first-time people. There's about 5 people on here that are first-time people because you shared. So Camille, hello. Maureen, hi. Okay, the Italians put their loved ones that passed on their altar. Is that okay? That's okay. I mean, if you feel comfortable with that, people have pictures of their Italians. I think everybody does that. You all know that my beloved son James has passed, and I have his picture right by my altar. I don't have his picture on my altar. I just happen to have pictures that are around my altar. So, it is your energy that you want to incorporate in your altar. So in order to have the purest, just your energy that you are incorporating in your altar, on your altar, you want it to be yours and who you are, and an extension of yourself. But if you feel like you want to put that there, you can. Would I do that? I would not. But it's not wrong. It's just that their energy now is on your altar. So, that's you, because when they're there, that means you're automatically thinking about them and you're calling them forth. And you might not that might not be why you are approaching your altar. That might not be why you're approaching your altar. So be mindful of that. That's all. Hi, Claire. You say you missed it, and I had 3 people here that said you're so sad because you missed it. Just go on the YouTube. You could see there's 31 or 32 of them there. Okay, very easy to find. Josephine Ghiringhelli, psychic medium. How do you send protection to someone, Vicky? That was for you. Okay, now Joy, I'm so glad you entered your question. I meant if you have a child that needs help in a relationship, please tell me what crystal would be good for her. The rose quartz. I have a huge one. It's too heavy to carry, but the rose quartz. I don't know. You really can't. I don't know if you could really see it, but it's rose. That's what it is. It's rose quartz. You want to use that. Surround them, even in your mind's eye. If you don't have the rose quartz, surround them with that. Surround them totally with that. So that'll bring unconditional love, peace, and healing in a relationship, because that's what that's all about, is unconditional love. And hopefully I answered your question, Vicky. You have an obsidian polished gazing ball. It was a gift. What are your thoughts on that? Wonderful. I think that's amazing. That's amazing, because obsidian is a stone of protection. So that's fine that it's polished, and even better that it was given as a gift. Even better, because it's given with love. Thank you. The wand, I just love, I have other wands. Maybe I'll share that future down the road. Okay. Using crystals for healing, have it in your home is how it helps. Do you need to hold it when you're seeking protection? No, you don't have to hold it. When you hold it, by the way, if you feel you need to hold it, then you should. Go by your instincts. Always go by your instincts. You can never go wrong. Your first impression and your instincts, you can never go wrong. Yes, Erica, the crystals, to de-stress, really, the rose quartz and the clear quartz, I feel anyway, and any kind of green stone, the jade, which, if you can't get jade, that's fine. It has a very high energy, but any kind of green stone, that's fine. Next week, Erica, I will be teaching guardian angels. Very powerful guardian angels. I will probably be tapping in, and so it should be very interesting. Very interesting. Linda, I'm going to be away next week. I'll be the first class I might miss. We are back in our hotel room. I will be watching. I don't want to miss it. Please, Linda, remember, if you miss it, it is your first time. I'm so glad that you've been seeing all of them. There's quite a few, so all of you have shared with me that you've learned a lot, and that's what this is all about, and I'm glad. But go on the YouTube and watch it. That's where it's going to be. It's not going to be on the wall. It's not going to be on the Facebook wall. It'll be there. Patricia, hello to you too. You're welcome, Anna. Annie, hi Annie. Yes, it is the best crystal for better health. Yes. Lori, send a lot of rose quartz to the girls. A lot of rose quartz. And Marianne, yes, all of that for the healing is, I think I just answered that, especially for those who do have cancer. Any kind of jade, any kind of green, but honestly, for that, I would put all of the gems and stones and crystals that you have. You want to put that out for those, whether it's yourself or others, that have cancer or want to avoid having cancer if that runs in your family. So that's really important. Okay, so everybody, I'm so glad that you love watching this, and I love having you here, all of you. That's so lovely to see you. We're all a family now. We're all a spiritual family, and that's what it's all about. So I don't see the hearts, but when I watch it to make sure I didn't miss any of the questions, I go through it and I see all your hearts that are coming up, and I just love that, and so does everybody else. So please make sure that you tune in next week. It will be Guardian Angels, 7:30. I do teach every Wednesday, so it'll be Guardian Angels, and it would be nice. Please make sure that you tag others or you share it with others. This way, a lot of people need to hear this, and they don't know how to find me. So I just want to say we're all in this boat together. COVID-19, there will be somewhat of it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but we will get through it, right? We will get through it. Michael, you want to say goodbye? Because people are saying hi to you. And where's Michael? Is he going to say goodbye?
Hey, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate you tuning in. We always look forward to seeing you, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you, guys. You all have a great one. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael. Everybody always loves seeing you as well. And you're very, very welcome. It is from my heart to your heart that I have these classes, and I just love that, you know, you're getting a lot out of it. And that's what it's all about. So blessings to you. Take care. Good night now. Bye-bye.